What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the garage. In today's episode, we're going to be going through the filthy garage right now, back to our project that we just finished that you see right here. And if you guys watch this video, you know that we rebuilt the engine because there was a coolant leak into the bottom end which spun a rod bearing and destroyed the crank. Well, guess what? There's still water in the oil. Yeah, you heard it. There is still water in the oil, and as far as I can tell, I think that we still fixed the head. I'm hoping the head is good, but there's two other causes or areas that water could be coming from, and we're going to look into that right now. Right now, I've got to move some things around. The garage is really crowded. I got things everywhere, and I've got this headache project right here that you can kind of see what it is. And I really hate this project. I've never hated a project before, but this is the toughest one I've ever worked on, and it's a 6-month project so far, so I won't talk much about that, but I do have to move some stuff around so we can get this over an open space to get that thing worked on. As of right now, what we're working on is we have a coolant system seal that goes just behind the water pump that could potentially be a failure, as well as the oil and the coolant. I don't know what it's called, but it sits in the front of the engine down below the headers here. It's like an oil separator or something like that. Not a separator, but it does something or another where the coolant cools the oil. Nonetheless, those are two failure points, and I'm going to do one at a time. We're going to start off by doing the coolant side. A lot of people just say, why don't you just replace both of them? Well, because if you know the channel, you know who I am, and you know that I can't stand not knowing what the actual problem is, so I got to fix one at a time. Now, I did just drain the oil. We'll take a look at that before we move things around. As you can see, and you probably can't see right now, it looks like normal oil, but there was a little bit of water in there. And the way I can confirm there was water in there, after I had this thing all set up, I went ahead and filled the coolant to the top, ran a couple minutes, let it cool down, and then filled coolant to the top again. And as you can see, it's not full. So this thing is actually draining coolant while it's sitting not running, which is obviously a problem, which means there's no pressure involved. It's just getting past a seal of some sort or past somewhere where it is mixing. Now, as you saw the oil, it's obviously not milky. For the little bit of time that I did run it, it didn't hurt anything as you would imagine, but it does in fact, or is in fact getting into the oil, so that is a problem. So let me move some stuff around real quick. We'll start tearing this thing apart. We'll see if we can fix this thing once and for all. Okay, so I got some things moved around. I got the bike to where it needs to be. What I need to do right now is I need to pull off this lower that you see right here. That's all got to come off because we're going to be basically pulling out that right there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those bolts back out off the bottom there. And then I'll show you what all is done to get that thing out. Obviously, I have to drain the fluid. But what I will tell you is that this thing has sat empty of oil for a little while now and still basically dripping water onto the ground, which tells me water's just free flowing right into the engine from one of these sources. So obviously, we got to get that fixed. Okay, so here we got the lower fairing off, and obviously the water pump is exposed, as you'll see right there. Normally what I would do is I just pull one of these lower hoses off so I could have a more controlled spill. I don't really feel like trying to fight with those things right now. I think I have a big enough pan that if I just pull these bolts, I should be able to catch most of that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out the 4 bolts that are holding that in. The face of this should pull off, and we should see, well, all the stuff we need to see inside there. Okay, so the bolts are pulled, and it just so happens that that one right there actually was a drain plug. I thought maybe it was, but I didn't want to assume so whatever. Now this is off. What I got to do now is I got 2 hoses here to pull off and this one here, and you'll see I had to take off basically the clutch cable or remove the bolts so I can get that free and popped out. But once I pull this thing out, I want to look down inside and see if I can see any moisture coming through it. It might be hard now that everything's drained out of it, but we might be able to see something just to kind of foresee what the problem may have been. Alright, I don't know if you can see that right there. If the camera will focus, but you can see there is definitely some coolant inside that bearing, which means coolant is coming through our main seal that we have right here, our mechanical seal, so that is good news. I don't assume that the front piece is going to be a problem right there, just because they just don't really go bad that often, and this is obviously more of a common problem, so I got one more hose to pull off here, and then we're going to tear this thing apart. We're going to separate it, and we are going to replace all the bearings that need to be replaced. Alright, so here's the inside of it. Obviously, it's a little bit ugly. There's a little bit of rust, which is kind of strange. I guess it's probably from the bolt because this is an aluminum housing. Everything spins okay. It's not real loose and it's not real tight, so neither one is really bad. But what I want to do is I want to get ahead and get this thing cleaned. It's obviously nasty, but you'll see there is a circlip that we have to take off right there, and everything should slide right out. Once we get everything out, these are the seals that will be going back in. Hopefully, hopefully this will give us a problem-free, headache-free bike. Okay, wow, so Yeah, that's pretty bad. Now, it doesn't look ovaled out or anything. That's probably okay. It just needs cleaned. You can see where basically that right there was this. That really didn't want to come out. I got it out, but boy, it was a fight. We still have the bearing and a seal right there to pull out as well. So we'll get those things out, or very least the seal. I prefer to take out the bearing as well, though, because I want to get it cleaned. It needs to be taken out to really be properly cleaned. And then I need to make sure that all these seals close on this shaft okay, because if they don't, basically this is all junk and I'll have to buy a new one, which I don't want to do. So let me get this thing cleaned up again the best I can and see if it's worthy of putting back in. Alright, so it's back in, and I'm going to be honest, it's actually pretty tight. It's not terrible, I can turn it, but it's definitely not loose spinning. It's smooth, there's no grinding a bearing or nothing. It's smooth, but it's just a tight fit. Now what I had to do, I actually had to put a socket on this side and then put this in a vise with a piece of metal in front of this so it wouldn't harm this, and basically press this together. This thing right here is very, very hard to get in. And if you try to hammer it with a hammer, it'll probably end up looking like that. You don't want that, obviously. And then I don't know where those seals go. They're not part of this. I don't know why they come in this kit. I don't know where they're supposed to be, but they are definitely not going inside there, and they did not come out. So as of now, I got everything tight but turning. I'm gonna get everything put back together right now. It's all cleaned up, or cleaned up enough. We'll get it back in the bike. One thing I did notice about the bike is I can see coolant going on the inlet where this was right here. So I can tell that there was coolant going from this into that motor oil, which is obviously not good, and it was definitely a contribution to our problem. So I'm gonna get this thing put back in right now. I'm actually gonna take the hose and run the radiator from the top down through the two hoses, and the reason I'm gonna do that is that there's probably some metal flake in there from whatever this was getting eaten up inside here. So I just got to be safe and get everything cleaned out as best as possible. Do another flush with the oil, make sure there's no water in it, and then I should be good. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is a standing leak test, and what I did was I essentially filled up the radiator and the coolant lines full of just plain water after putting everything back together, with the exception of obviously putting this back in the motor. And what I'm looking for is any kind of water coming out of this bearing shaft right here as I spin it. I went ahead and spun it, I didn't see anything at all whatsoever come out. Nothing's coming out of the weep hole, so that is good. What we're going to do now to move forward is we're going to put this all back together. I'm going to throw in some fresh oil with a fresh oil filter. We'll let it run for a little bit and just double check that there is virtually no moisture in this oil, so we're good and clean to go. Alright, so in regards to the bent shaft, it very well could have been my my drill that was spinning it. I'm not 100% certain, so I want to put this in a drill press and double check. I'm still kind of weary about that shaft being ugly. I still couldn't stop thinking about this washer right here, and every kit sells them. And I took this thing back out, and look what I found. It was filthy before, so I didn't really notice, and now that I have fresh water cleaning it out, it cleared it up. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that. I'm going to throw this back together after I check the shaft. If it is straight, I'll try it, put it together one more time to see if I get any leaks out of it. But that definitely needs replaced, and like I said, it's nice to know because no diagram whatsoever shows you where that thing is. Okay, just a quick update. Look how dirty and nasty it was. Now, it was cracked in half, so I was actually able to get it out because of that. But man, look how much stuff is coming underneath it. And that's not even the rubber. I don't even know if that's dirt or what that is, or if maybe it was rubber. It's pretty bad shape, so I'm going to go ahead and slide this other one in. Alright, so we got it all back together now. I'm going to go ahead and let this thing run for a good 10-15 minutes on idle. Then I'll take it for a ride down the street and bring it back, and we'll double check that the oil level is where it needs to be, and that there is no moisture on that dipstick. Alright guys, so just an update. I want to let you know that everything ran perfectly. The oil cleaned out. One thing I want to make a huge note to let you guys know is that because you had oil and water mixed inside your engine, that moisture is still going to be in there, whether that be from the oil cooler, which is in the front underneath the headers, or whatever that might be, that may have not been a problem. You're still going to have some moisture in there, so you have to keep that in mind. You guys are going to have to ride the bike or run it for a little bit of time to let the heat inside the motor work that moisture out. I don't care if you change oil 7 times, you're still going to have moisture until you run it, and the whole engine gets warmed up and cleans some of that moisture out. For the record, that did fix the R6 project. Now, the R6 project actually got sold because I needed room for another project coming, which is actually going to have that in it. But I don't want to get too far forward right now. I just want to let you guys know that that bike is fixed, and 90% of the time it is the oil pump. However, sometimes it can be the oil cooler, and sometimes it could just straight up be the head gasket. I just want to let you guys know that. So we did have several problems in ours. Fortunately, those were all fixed, and it is in a better home now. I hope you guys got some information out of this that was useful to you, and if you did, definitely throw that thumbs up, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. We got more content coming up, especially with the engine that you just seen. I'll see you in the next one.